Give us the shade to go to sleep. May your faith be spread all over the three worlds.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
I'm very fortunate to be here this morning with the association. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bigare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bigare. Gopijana Vallava Girivaradari. Gopijana Vallava Girivaradari. Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanasari. Yamuna Tira Vanasari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bigare. Gopijana Vallava Girivaradari. Yasodanandana Praja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanasari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Jai Jagannath Balasubramanian Maharani ki jai Jai Gaur Nitai ki jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate
Narayanam namaskrityam Naram chaiva narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Utirayet Nasta Presu Abastresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter 26, text number 6. Tirtesu pratidristesu
Tirteshu pratidristesu
Tritesu pratidristesu
Tirteshu pratidristesu
Raja Madhyan Pasunvana
Rajamadhyan Pasunvane
Raja Madhyan Pasunvana
Rajamadhyan Pasunvane
Yavat Artam Alam Lubdo
Yavadartam alam lubdo
Yavat Artam Alam Lubdo
Yavad artam alam lubdo
Anyat iti niyamyate
Anyad iti niyamyate
Anyat iti niyamyate.
Anyad iti niyamyate.
Somebody want to try?
Tirteshu pratidristesu
Tritresu pratidristesu
Rajamedhyan Pasunvane
Rajamedhyan Pasunvane
Yavat Artam Alam Lupto
Yatat Aram Alam Lubdo
Anyat iti niyamyate
Anyam iti niyamyate
Tirteshu pratidristesu
Tritresu pratidristesu
Rajamedhyan Pasunvane
Rajamedhyan Pasunvane
Yavadartam alam lubdo
Yavadartam Alam Lubdo
Anyad iti niyamyate.
Anyat iti niyamyate. Tritresu pratidristesu Rajamedhyan Pasunvane Yavadartam Alam Lubdo Anyat iti niyamyate. Mataji, you want to try? Tritesu pratidristesu Rajan Mityan Pasunvane Yavat Artam Alam Lubdo Anyat iti niyamyate. Hare Krishna. Translation purport given by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Tirtesu, in holy places.
In holy places.
Pratidristesu, according to the direction of the Vedas.
According to the direction of the Vedas.
Raja, king. Medhyan, fit for sacrifices.
Fit for sacrifices.
Pasun, animals. Vane, in the forest. Yavat, so much as. Artam, required. Alam, not more than that. Lubda, being greedy. Anyat, one may kill. Iti, thus. Niyamyate, it is regulated. Translation: if a king is too attracted to eating flesh, he may, according to the direction of the revealed scriptures on sacrificial performance, or go to the forest and kill some animals that are recommended for killing. One is not allowed to kill animals unnecessarily or without restrictions. The Vedas regulate animal killing to stop the extravagance of foolish men influenced by the mode of fashion and ignorance. Purport. The question may be raised why a living being should be restricted in sense gratification. If a king, to learn how to kill, may go to the forest and kill animals, why should a living entity who has been given senses not be killed, not be allowed unrestricted sense gratification? At the present moment, this argument is put forward even by so-called swamis, yogis, who publicly say that because we have senses, we must satisfy them by sense gratification. These foolish swamis and yogis, however, do not know the injunction of shastras. Indeed, sometimes these rascals come out of defy the shastras. They even publicly announce that there should be no more shastras, no more books. Just come to me, they say, and I shall touch you and you will become immediately spiritually advanced. Because demonic people want to be cheated, so many cheaters are present to cheat them. At the present moment, in the age of Kali Yuga, the entire human society has become an assembly of cheaters and cheated. For this reason, the Vedic scriptures have given us proper directions for sense gratification. Everyone is inclined in this age to eat meat and fish, drink liquor and indulge in sex life. But according to the Vedic injunctions, sex is allowed only in marriage. Meat eating is allowed only when the animal is killed and offered before the goddess Kali. And intoxication is allowed only in a restricted way. In this verse, the word niyamyate indicates that all these things, namely animal killing, intoxication, and sex, should be regulated. Regulations are meant for human beings, not for animals. The traffic regulations on the street, telling people to keep to the right or left, are meant for human beings, not for animals. If an animal violates such a law, he is never punished. But a human being is punished. The Vedas are not meant for animals, but for the understanding of human society. A person who indiscriminately violates the rules and regulations given by the Vedas is liable to punished. One should therefore not enjoy his sense according to his lusty desires, but should restrict himself according to the regulative principles given in the Vedas. If a king is allowed to hunt in a forest, it is not for the sense gratification. We cannot simply experiment in the art of killing. If a king, being afraid to meet rogues and thieves, kills poor animals and eats their flesh comfortably at home, he must lose his position, because in this age king have such a demonic propensities. Monarchy is abolished by the law of nature in every country. People have become degraded in this age. At that one hand, they restrict polygamy, and on the other hand, they hunt for women in so many ways. Many business concerns publicly advertise that topless girls are available in this club or in that shop. Thus, women have become instrument of sense enjoyment in modern society. The Vedas enjoin, however, that if a man has the propensity to enjoy more than one wife, as in some time the propensity for men in the higher social order, such as Brahmana, Sastriya, and Vaishya, and even sometimes Sudras, is allowed to marry more than one wife. The marriage means taking complete charge of woman and living peacefully without debauchery. At the present moment, however, debauchery is unrestricted. Nonetheless, society makes a law that one should not marry more than one wife. This is the typical of a demonic society. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Sachurum Milidam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Nama Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Sthabitam Yena Budale Soyam Rupam Gadamagyam Tadandida Badandhim Vandegam Sri Guru Sri Yudapada Kamalam Sri Rupam Sakrajadam Sagagana Raghunada Vidam Samchadevam Satvaitam Savadudam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Sada Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Sri Visakha Vidam Sam हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांद राधा कांद नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. As I said, I am very fortunate to be here today, and I am seeking blessing of all the devotees, and also especially for the senior devotees. That's so that I can, because I am not so qualified, because it's elevated subject today. And I just want to, share what I heard from senior devotees and acharyas, and therefore I'm asking your blessing, and Vaishnavis and Vaishnavas. And this purport says, as just the government may issue trade the question may be raised why the living being should be restricted in sense gratification. If a king is learned how to kill, may go to the forest and kill animals, they should living in entity. That's the question general people ask actually, why? Because they allow, king to kill, go to forest and hunt animals. And why we have got the, so-called swamis and yogis, they say, no, you don't need all this to follow. You just, I'll give you mantra, or I'll give you, just touch you, you will get everything, just give the money, This way there are many, yogis like swamis. In India, every corner there's a God created every day. Because this kind of people are there, the cheating, they want to be cheated. Demonic minded people, they want to be cheated, and therefore they have this kind of yogis and swamis. And in a long time ago, there was a Muni, Charaka Muni. His philosophy is, whatever you do, earn money or steal money, get ghee and enjoy. This is the philosophy. Prabhupada many times, it's also quoted in Bhagavad Gita. What is his name? Charvak Muni. And this way, they many swamis and their yogis are there. With the saffron cloth in India, they promote people actually. You can do everything actually, but don't worry about sata. Even they deny shastra as say. And it's going on. The name of these yogis and swamis. It is everywhere. Because the demonic mentality people, they do not know about the shastras. They are not following anything, and they will be easily cheated. Still I know there are many people also worshipping. This God, Amma God. This Father God. Many gods are there. Worshipping because they do not know, because nobody there. Because they think when they go to them, they do some mystic things, and they will get all this power. And this way, even in Prabhupada time, there are many yogis are there in America also, and they meet yoga centers. Even in Switzerland, there are many yoga centers. The people are very attracted to yoga center. But it is not real yoga. Real yoga, begins with the niyama, niyama. That means in the first, don'ts and do's. You have to do what you should not do. This is beginning of the yoga, but here now it's like a physical exercises. And secondly, to say because so many people want to cheat it, and many cheaters are present and cheat them. The other one is actually there are many things I hear that I will go one by one. Everyone is inclined in the age to eat meat, fish, drink liquor, and indulge sex life. But according to the Vedic injunction, sex is allowed only in marriage. Meat eating is allowed only when the animal is killed and offered before the goddess Kali. It is given, concessions are given in, because the shastras are consider everyone, because everyone is not Anna Vilas Sunya. Everyone is not level that that immediately if you say chant the Mahamantra, they will not accept that. Therefore the shastras are given, regularly come, like Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, step by step. They are given actually in shastras. Because we are all in these three gunas. Tamasic guna, Rajoguna, and Sattvic guna. Therefore, they are given this concession to regulate, slowly come and on that way actually, because here, I mean, marriage life should be in an official way. Official way we mean that because in Shastra says Vedic culture, they come here and they will in front of Brahmana, in front of the Lord, and they promises and sacrificially then they will live together in an official way. It is not like an animalistic way. That now today, I mean, in the modern world, they live in an animalistic way. They live. I mean, there is no marriage. We will live together, and when we not match together, then we will separate each other in short period. And after 2 years, we will go separate. In this way, it is like an animalistic way. Animals are not following any rules. And they don't have any rules actually, because they don't make any karma. Because only the human being, the responsibility is for the human beings. Therefore, the Shastrik is given. And if we don't follow that, then you will be punished. It is natural, because the government laws are there for human beings. It's also it's given actually. Regulations mean for human beings, not for animals. The traffic regulations on the street, the traffic regulations are there. The signals are there. Go right, go left. It is for humans, not for the animals. Because animal violate, they will not punish. But when we violate, immediately the punishment is there. They will give you, fine that you punish them. I mean, you violate the rules of the government. And similarly, the God creation, I mean, the Shastras are given. If they are not understanding, if they are not known the Shastra, but the punishment is definitely there. Whether knowing or without knowing, the punishment will be there. And similarly, I mean, because, and meat eating, because nowadays, I mean, 99% of population, they are, I mean, eating meat and intoxication and all these things, But they, to bring them up, they are regulating actually, because the Shastras also given in Karmakanda section, if someone want to eat meat, what they asked to do, the person want to eat meat, he has to bring a goat in front of goddess Kali in secluded place, and he has to cut that himself. And before cutting, he has to do a prayer. What is the prayer? Goddess Kali, I am unrestricted sense gratification. I want to eat meat. Therefore, I want to cut this poor animal. But next life, the animal will eat me. This is the prayer he has to, I mean, submit in front of Goddess Kali. It's a good proposal. Next life, I will be killed by the animal. And this way, because intelligent person will think, what is this? What is this nonsense actually? Because you have to pray this and cut this. Because this is the way. Because the restricting them. Otherwise, everybody will do sins. And they will suffer for that. Therefore, there are some restrictions are given in the Shastras. If you want to eat meat, you have to go on this way. This only once a month, in full moon day, on a secluded place, and you have to go there, and you have to cut yourself. It's not like here. Now we go to the shop and buy, in butcher shop, every shops there got meat now. Because now people are used to that. People think actually it is for us to eat. Because they do not the Shastra. Because we have high consciousness and we have high responsibility. And if we misuse, then we will be suffered. Why we have war today? You see, from Ukraine to Palestinian or other in Sudan is also started creating a war against the same people, and also in China to Taiwan they are starting slowly, and this way everywhere, and in America every day somebody kills 10 people outside without any reason. It's going on due to this actually, because animal killing and abortion all over the world, because they do not know the Shastras, and therefore they do, they think that it is our enjoyment, to our enjoyment of the tongue. Therefore we have to we need, because otherwise those days I remember when my son born, we went to doctor, because the doctor advised us, you have to do this and that. And doctor said, no, you have to take meat, because otherwise there's no protein for the child. I told you, no, we have got a lot of protein. We have got, dal, and we have got soya and all these things, It is up to you. But now it has changed a little bit, actually. Now, doctor says it is up to you. It is optional. Because now vegans, a lot of vegans are coming, because now also in the shops, of course, you find a section vegan. In Coop or Migros, you find a place, vegan, because now promoting, many people they want actually, they are slowly coming. Therefore, now the doctors also change actually, they say, no problem, it's optional. But those days, because, the doctor immediately advised without protein, even in India, because it is a religious country, 90% of people now eat meat. Because now they are completely following the Western culture. 90, yeah. It is too much, And 86 to 90, something like that, the recent statistics say. And it is completely mad. Because they think actually, the protein comes only from animals, Because now we have a lot of protein. The soya has a higher protein. But they do not know. They think actually, this is because of the taste. And this way, that we are creating more and more and degrading ourselves. The soul, takes birth after birth after birth after and suffer, isn't it? Because whatever they do, their sinful activities, they have to suffer. This is the law of the nature. And therefore, it is our responsibility, we have our great responsibility, devotees, that to preach to others this message of the Shastras. And otherwise, they have no chance to come out of this ignorance. And they will go to hellish planet and suffer a lot. The soul will, suffer again and again, taking birth after birth after birth. It's very critical condition now actually, because the whole world is, because of that we are suffering, And I remember even the people, if I know a friend actually, and he's suffering from wheezing and from childhood, and he's now above 40, 50, and he had alcohol, he drinks alcohol, and he drinks also, he smokes, it's completely opposite. When you are wheezing, you should avoid all these things. But because of the, because he's addicted to the senses, then he want to addicted to the alcohol and all, then he takes every day. But when we tell them, or when the wife tells, or when others tell, he will not listen. But the doctor finally said, if you take, in future, you will be die. Then he will stop. If the doctor says, if you go to the doctors, because you consult doctor, when you have a disease, what you do? You will go to the doctor. The doctor says, now it is, it is dangerous, precocious condition. You have to stop drinking alcohol and also smoking. And this way, the nature will, definitely they will get punishment. They cannot go on, doing that. I also know very well-educated customer. In my place, he's earning 15,000 francs for monthly. But this is doing every 6 months he comes with another woman. Because he's enjoying, like this way, like this illicit sex. Every 6 months, I was surprised. What is this? I asked. He said he's enjoying that. What happened? Last year he was got mental upset, and he was in the clinic, and he was taking some precautionary matters actually, because he's well educated. But when we are addicted to this, it comes against you, because you cannot go on doing that actually, the nature will punish you. And similarly, this is there, but they do not know. Intelligence, there are three ways. Intelligent mean, one, that, if someone touched the lamp, burn. Then I understand, I should not touch the lamp, because it will burn. That is a good intelligence, because then you first intelligent. The second one, you touch yourself, and you will learn, it is burning. That is also good. The third one, you know that touching is burning and everything, but still you touch again and again. Understand? And this is the, madness. They will go, suffer. The Atma will, suffer because of the attachment to the body. Suffer again and again. And who can help us? only we understood actually, we understood actually the Shastras, and because we are given by the Percy of Prabhupada and Gurudev, and we are given these Shastras, and we understood actually these four regulative principles is very, very important. Because otherwise, there's no other way for them to bring them, you know. And therefore, our duty to, you know, preach them and bring them. Similarly, at the same time, actually, we should also think that, you know, because we do our task. You know, for example, we when you meet a new person comes in the temple, we will give them good prasadam, and we will not speak about the philosophy first. Actually, we will just bring them to a level that actually they should understand. They will appreciate. Then the Akyata Sukriti begins. Actually, you know. Otherwise, you know, if you speak with them, that's what actually, because the Shastras are saying, it will bring them slowly, gradually to that level. Because, you know, they are all in Tamashikim, because that's what actually Narada Muni was imposed upon King Parthina Barij. Because he was doing these, you know, sacrifices in animal, actually, you know, in Yagya. In chapter 25, text number 8, you know, the beginning of the before that chapter, all these animals are waiting for your death so that they can revenge in injuries you have inflicted upon them. After die, they will angrily pierce your body with iron horns. Narada Muni was saying, you know, in the previous chapter, that the animals are waiting for you, because he is doing unknowingly, you know, because you can do sacrifices in animals, but to that will be done only in a sattvic mood. That means, you know, the mantras, you know, they will test the mantras. They will put the animal in the sacrifice, and they will test the mantras. And the mantra, it works. What happened? The animal body will become a human body, or it will get a fresh body. Then they will know, it works. It's like, you know, like today in the world, in, you know, Corona 2019. Corona came, they immediately found some medicine, you know, vaccine. And how they do? The scientists, you know, they test the vaccine with the animals, like rat, and first of all, you know, rats and, you know, monkeys. And after that, they will take the medicine to the Africa and 4 countries, and they will test there. And this way, testing is there, you know. And similarly, because that is also in Vedic culture, the Brahmanas, if they were qualified, because they can ignite fire mantra without a matchbox, you know, because now we had used the matchbox, you know, to ignite fire. But they are qualified Brahmanas, they can just mantras, they can start fire. And the same way, they put the animals on the fire, sacrifice, and the animals, because normally the elevation is, you know, because to take a human birth, you have to go many births. But this way, you know, the Brahmanas, you know, the power of mantra will, you know, the animal will get a human birth. And this is the reason is the Shastra is given, you know. But, you know, in this case, actually, you know, Parthina Barij, because he was ignorantly, he was doing this. And therefore, you know, Narada Muni was so merciful, because, you know, when you go in Srimad Bhagavatam, many places, you know, Narada Muni was, you know, giving, he's a great preacher. He preaches, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, and all other people, other devotees, you know, because he's very compassionate, you know, to the soul. And I just wanted to, but by convincing the children, because this is now, it is a very, very dangerous situation we live in this world, because they are all, you know, going on the wrong direction, you know, without following the scriptures. And therefore, you know, we are very fortunate that we are here, and we got this knowledge from our Acharya Srila Prabhupada, and also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this actually, you know. Then we want to bring them to others actually, because we are also in the same situation before we come to Krishna consciousness, isn't it? Before we come to Krishna consciousness, we are also like a mad, you know, sense gratification. Mad after sense gratification, you know, because that is our, you know, because we are naturally, you know, it is like that. Last Sunday, His Grace Chaitanya Avatar Prabhu gave a class to Tamil congregation, you know, because he was speaking about the Lord Narasimhadev said, Jai Jagannath Baladeswara Maharani ki Jai, Jai Gaunita ki Jai. He was speaking about Lord Narasimhadeva's appearance and also Prahlad Maharaj instructions, He gave the instruction, Prahlad Maharaj instruction, from born to age of 5, the child will be, very cute, we play with the child, and after 5 to 10, he will go to the primary school and learn it, and 10 to 15, they will go to the high school, then, very concerned learning, and after that, he will go to a advanced level. Then in this way, till 25, then he will go to the university, age of 25, then he will finish the education. Then after education, what will happen? Then he will get married. Then circle is again starting. Then I will take care of the child and I will do the same thing again, repeat it and repeat it. And this way, the whole thing is going, our life will be completely engaged in this way, like a circle. And it is true. But everybody accepts that true. But what happened, we all hear about all these things. After leave the temple, we forget everything. We will in Maya again, same. I asked him question, you are telling the truth, it is all right, everything is perfect. But when we go out of the temple, we completely forget it. Again, we start the same thing. Again, when we say, oh, my child is there, I have to go there, I have to bring there. This is the same thing is going. Why it is like that? Because unless one comes to associate with the devotees, they will not be able to understand. There is no way to understand. Maya is so powerful. Devi Desa Gunamaya Mama Maya Duratchaya. It is very, very difficult to overcome Maya. Therefore, it is because even the temple, when they come to temple, they sit down, they hear everything, but after they all agree, it is right. That is what happened. When they go out, the same thing again. So I will stop the car. I will stop here. If any questions or comments or realization, please share with me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
The other day, one devotee mentioned that human species is the most dangerous animal.
Yeah, 2 legs animals.
So, then what is wrong in living like animals? If we live like humans, we are dangerous. Or can you explain?
Yeah, once one day, one bhakta was asking this question to Prabhupada. What is wrong like a dog actually? Because when he become a dog, of course, he has the same propensity, eating, mating, and sleeping, and depending. This propensity. What is wrong with that? The wrong is actually, they do not understand the real the purpose of the life, because the human beings are given facilities. That means, because we have facilities, we have intelligence. And therefore, it is also given responsibility. If you neglect the responsibility, then you will circle 8 lakhs and 4 million feces are there. Then you will be circulate. That means you will not able to understand, because you will suffer. You see the dogs are in Switzerland more or less care by the human beings. But the dogs are in Sri Lanka or India or Asian country, they will throw stones and other things, They are very struggling to eat even sometime meat. We see that actually, But if we don't understand, as I told you, 3 kind of intelligence, if we don't understand that, then you will suffer. The suffering will go on, because today a dog, tomorrow another animal. This is what suffering actually. Because suffering is because you will take a body after body after body, according to your desire and karma. And that is the suffering, because suffering means, because even the material body, the human body, we are suffering. Because I tell you myself, at the beginning when I came here, I was so attracted to paneer sabji, And now the doctor says I should not take milk, because I got reflux disease, then what happened? At least as I understood from Sastra, because this is the danger, because now I had to restrict all these things. But the people who are ignorant, they think, oh yeah, I can go on playing. Then they will be ended in suffering. Because myself actually, because when you have a disease, then we suffer. We are not enjoying, isn't it? Now cancer is very populous disease. Every third person has cancer. Because even one customer was in his constipation. I gave a book to him. Prabhupada's book to him, because his dates are already fixed, maybe 3 months or 1 year. But he cannot understand. He cannot read anything, because he was completely mad after sense gratification. Is it a good proposal? That's what I am saying. Because intelligent person will understand. The same way the Prabhupada was saying actually, because he was asking actually, because it's like a mad. They are mad after sense gratification. They could not understand. Even they are in a very critical situation, because he knows the doctor already confirmed you are going to live only short period. But what the patient will do? He said, I got to enjoy maximum. He doesn't know that he will suffer more and more. The great problem is the soul is suffering again and again. Soul suffer actually attached to the body, and go after birth, then suffering. Therefore, it is very very critical situation. Because whatever you do, when you throw a ball to the ball, the ball will come back again. Same way, whatever we do, we have to suffer. This is the law of the nature. Is okay, Prabhuji? Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure.
So, you mentioned this ritual of offering the
animals
to Goddess Kali.
Yeah.
And the prayer.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference if you get a reaction anyway? Why would you do this? Can you not just?
The difference is that actually, because the difference is they put some restrictions, because otherwise you will make more karma. It will be worse than that. At least the person who go once in a month and offer to the goddess Kali, and he understand it is restricted for me. It is not every day I can eat meat like today world, and is restricted way. That is actually the Shastra try to bring them slowly up actually,
Yes, but the person may be thinking, I'm getting the reaction anyway, why should I even bother about this restriction?
Yeah, ignorant people anyhow they will not bother about anything actually, because they will think because there was a story narrated by one Acharya says because in ranking family, my father drinks, son also drink. We are all in Elish, we will meet each other. Because we are all same family. We are going to meet there also, because we will drink there. And the problem is actually they will end up with suffering more and more. Because suffering is always there. But when you at least follow the Shastra, then you will be elevated to enjoy more in heavenly planet. In Sattvic Guna, they will be elevated. When you're in a Sattvic Guna, what I'm saying is, the Shastra try to bring them to Sattvic Guna, then they will understand what is more than this Shastri. What is more than this actually? Because again, now Sattvic, when you go to heavenly planet, you will enjoy your piety. 10,000 years in heavenly planet, the sex life and everything, 100 times more than here. Enjoy. But after that, they will fall down again to the earthly planet. And then the intelligent people will, because they want to bring slowly Tamoguna to Sattvic Guna. That is the purpose of this, Even here also says, because, I had a doubt, by the purpose, the purpose, it says actually intoxication. How we regulate the intoxication? I had this question yesterday. Then I asked my Gurudev, how, because the meat, okay, you go to offer to Lotus Kali. And also sex life, I mean, it is only marriage, that is okay. Intoxication, how to regulate? I had this question actually, then I asked my Gurudev, Maharaj, I have problem, I mean, I don't know, I mean, how we regulate this. He said it is like tamoguna, because, for example, a drunkard person, and if you want to give a therapy, you will not ask the person to stop immediately. You will ask slowly, I mean, like dose by dose, slowly. And similarly, I mean, from tamoguna to satviguna, they will bring slowly to that, uplift the person.
And you cannot offer it to Goddess Kali?
But which one?
The intoxication?
No, intoxication is not. Intoxication actually, it is tamoguna. Intoxication means, you will, the mind will be go crazy. I mean, crazy actually, I mean, it is not offering actually, but the reason actually, even the general purpose, here also in Switzerland, they are given some restrictions. I don't know whether you know. Age of above 16, they can take beer and wine and smokes. And above 18, they can have the liquor. Why the restrictions are there? Because if everybody takes liquor, what happens? It's going on almost crazy. Because the young age, when you start actually in the age of 10, 11, when you start taking intoxication, then all community will be, in cure condition. Therefore, they restricted that actually. Similarly, the Shastras also restricted certain area, when you come to that level only, they can able to take it. The restrictions are there. But otherwise, the human being go on after mad. Even where the government restricted all these things, but still, the age of 12, they will, influence to get something. We know some drugs and everything is there. But in general, mass people, they will be, follow. If you go to a restaurant or if you go to a kiosk or shop to buy cigarettes in a small boy, they will say no, because, if anything happen, the shopkeeper will be fine. Because they put a small advertisement, you have to check the age. That means, you have to, submit your identity or something to verify that you are above 16. Similarly, the Shastras are giving restriction to elevate ourselves. Otherwise, what happened? They will all, the concession are given, but we have to use it in a proper way. That's what I'm saying. Because it is not everybody is there, Anna Vilasura Sunyam, we are coming to Bhakti. No. Because we are we are giving giving them the holy mantra. Who will, even 10 minutes they do not have time to chant. And what to talk about other things. Therefore, we slowly bring them, it's not everybody taking up them. Because Asra knows that, therefore, the Lord given concession, this 3 gunas, all the Shastras are in 3 gunas, 18 Puranas are in 3 gunas. They will bring, slowly, at least follow some rules and regulations. Is it okay, Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you for the class, Rajamani. You mentioned that whatever we do, we have to suffer. So that does not really sound very inspiring. Whatever we do.
That means, we say, generally I say, whatever we do. But the devotees, we follow the 4 regulative principles. That means this is the pillars, 4 pillars. Truthfulness, mercifulness, austerity. These are the pillars we are following. But those who are not following, they have to suffer. You understand? But those devotees who are initiated or not following, they will also suffer. If they are not, doing regularly, because, sometime, it's like Prabhupada says, the fan, when you stop the fan, the runs after that also few minutes. Okay, it is acceptable. But if they continuously doing this, okay, no problem, because I am doing mantra, I can do all this nonsense, then they will be suffering. The devotee also, because, because the devotees, given some concession, because, still the Lord saying, okay, because as I tell you, 3 kind of intelligence, one is, I mean, it's good that, that you see others, I mean, okay, I had to care about it, I had to learn from, I mean, what Damodar Prasad is doing, I learn from him, it's a good thing. And that is fine. But if he doesn't learn, and okay, you touch your fire and then learn it. Okay, now I should be not anymore touching fire. The third position is if you are still, no, I no problem, I know everything, I do the same thing, then you have to suffer. I mean, this is the law of the nature. I mean, you don't suffer, but the only thing is, when you are, I mean, misuse the law, I mean, misuse your, I mean, privilege, then we have to suffer. Because we got all these things, because that's what actually, I mean, when we got initiation, we promise in front of fire and in front of the Lord, in front of the devotees, that we will follow these 4 regulative principles, isn't it? And if you don't follow it, then of course, you're cheating. Yeah.
I remember somebody saying that pain is not optional, suffering is optional. That even if you're devotee and everything, you still have this body. The body experiences some pain, the mind experiences some pain, but it's different how a devotee perceives it and how a non-devotee perceives it. So, does that mean that devotee is still experiencing all the same like the non-devotees?
You see, I mean, when you go through the history, I mean, from Pandavas, they suffer a lot. It's already time over. Suffer a lot. I mean, Pancha Pandavas, like Yudhishthira Maharaj, Arjuna, Bhima, Nakula, they all, I mean, they didn't do anything actually wrong. But they went for a suffering many years. 12 years they sent to forest. They are given poison. Their hut was burned. This way, many ways, I mean, Duryodhana tried to kill them. But they always in a peaceful condition. Why? Krishna is with them. And they completely dedicated to Krishna. And therefore, they know suffering is there, but they know Krishna is with us. Then therefore, I mean, they don't worry about anything. And similarly, we know suffering is there because it is there. The body, whenever you take a body, suffering is there. But only thing is we understood this is, I mean, body only suffering. Soul is not suffering. Soul is suffering because body, I mean, soul is attached to the body now. I am this body. But when you understand the scripture that I am not this body, I am spirit soul, then you understand this is, I mean, like a seasons, there's summer and winter comes and goes, and that way the body is come, and my intention is, that way. And therefore, the devotee will not suffer so much because he is not attached to the body. And the non-devotee is so much attached to the body. For example, my car, when break down or burn out, if I attach to the car, it is my car. I was so much, in anxiety and also suffering. Oh, my car was burned. Oh, my child was died. But if I know the reason, then it is the body because it is only Atma will not die, then I will be peaceful. Isn't it? This is the difference, I mean, non-devotee and devotee. We are also suffering, actually. We are also suffering, as I said. I mean, everybody has some disease or some other kind of, because, when you become old, it comes from the knee, everything comes one after the other. But you should realize now it is a time I should engage more and more in Lord's service and devotee service. If I not realize that, then I will be also so. Some people not realize, as I told you, I mean, the third person, like touching, oh, no problem, I'm still young. Because the mind says, actually, I mean, mind business is always to say, oh, I'm strong. But body, it cannot, compare with that. So I will stop now. The time is already over. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for everyone. I mean, listen to this class. I mean, I'm very fortunate to be here with you all. I mean, I should thank Damodar Prasad that because by reading I learned a lot of things actually. Many things. I mean, hearing from the senior devotees, I learn actually, how things is there, it's prepared, like, and that's what as I told you, my